What can you tell us about building your staff? We're hearing names like Ed Orgeron being tossed around, other names. What can you tell us about how that's going?
Yeah, here all I can tell you is this: a number of those guys are under contract, so I can't comment on those guys. But what I can tell you is we're going to put together a dynamic staff, and one that, for the same exact reason, we want to be able to. We don't want to go into any house around the country and have somebody tell us, well, you don't have this. You don't have the ability to coach our linebackers the way that some other school has that ability. So it'll take a little bit of time. We're not trying to do it fast. We're trying to do it right. And when it's all said and done, I think it'll be a product that nobody can match.
Now, as far as the offensive side of the ball, what's the Lane Kiffin offense going to look like? What do you want it to look like?
Yeah, our offense will be very similar to what we had when we were at USC in the years there, and with all the great players we had there. An offense that's going to be extremely balanced, and an offense that once again is very similar to what is run in the NFL. And you know, we want our players to be able to come in and be prepared for when that time comes for them to go to that NFL draft. That when they go to the draft for that first draft, the contract they never get back. You know, there's no guarantees after that contract about getting injured. We want our guys to be in the best position they can to get drafted the highest they can, and so our offense and defense will be able to do that.
What did you learn from Pete Carroll, and what will you be able to apply at Tennessee?
Well, I don't know how long your show is. You know, obviously Pete has been great through the whole process of everything, and 6 years with him there from the first day I got there. You know, he took me aside and said, "I'm going to walk you through this whole thing, all the steps that we take, how we build this." From, you know, so we were 6-6 our first year, you know, and lost to Utah in the Vegas Bowl. We were not very good, and it took us a lot. It didn't take us a lot of time, but it took us a lot of work to get to where we got to. And he took me through the whole process as if he was preparing me to be a head coach the whole time. Brought me in, and this is why we did this. This is why we did this on offense, defense, special teams. This is how we used the media in this case. This is how we're going to recruit. And so it was really valuable to have a head coach that really taught me how to do it instead of just doing it himself.
So you're at SC, you get your shot with the Raiders. What was that experience like, and what can you apply from the Raiders to Tennessee?
Such a valuable experience to go through everything that you go through there, not just to be in the NFL, but to be there, the daily interactions of dealing with players that are some of the players older than me at the time, and also some players that you have to figure out how to motivate them without your normal motivational tools. If you're in college, it's easy to motivate players because you just put them on the bench, or you can't. There's some guys in the NFL you can't cut the way the salary caps worked and the way the contracts are. So you have to figure out how to motivate guys without just being able to say, well, you're going to go sit on the bench, because you don't have that option at some places.
Obviously, the SEC is a place where people, especially Tennessee, where people expect to win in the here and the now. What do you tell the fans in that process? Do you tell them, hey, you got to be patient, or we expect this?
Well, we're not going to set any numbers. We're going to win this many games, because I don't know what that means. All I know is that we take one day at a time. And as I said in my press conference, well, the one guarantee you're going to get is we're not going to be outworked. And I think that you're seeing that in recruiting right now. Even though we don't have our full staff, the staff and myself, we won't be outworked. And so we'll start winning when we win. And so whenever that happens, it happens. But what I do know is that we're taking the right steps to get there. And it could happen next year, and it could happen in a few years. But we'll do it right, and we'll build it the right way with the right players.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us, and good luck in Knoxville. And when you learn all the words to Rocky Top, you're welcome to come back and join us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Lane Kiffin, the new head football coach at the University of Tennessee. We've got to take a break, but stay right there. When In the Huddle, the recruiting edition continues, we'll talk about the top players in the nation yet to commit. Jamie with the inside on where they might be going.